You remember when you were young and you were told by your parents to go and tidy your room, and the sun was out and you just wanted to go out and play with your mates, but no, stuck inside tidying. Felt like the end of the world. Well, that's how I feel when it comes to cleaning and lubricating motorcycle chains. I absolutely detest it. I've had a few shaft-driven bikes, and they're all brilliant because you don't have to clean the chain. And it's not just cleaning the chain, is it? It's cleaning the back wheel and everything else, where all of the gunk gets thrown off of the chain. I've tried lots of different lubes over the years. It doesn't seem to matter which one I choose. That happens. So if you've got any top tips out there, by the way, for a lube that doesn't spatter everywhere, they're motorcycle specific, of course, please leave a comment below. In order to clean the chain on an Aprilia V4 factory, such as I'm riding, then you need a paddock stand, because who would put a centre stand on a bike like this? Is there even an option to do that? Just wouldn't spoil the look of a bike with one of those, I don't think, as practical as it may be. And the Aprilia does come with some bobbins pre-installed on the swinging arm. I came across this Oxford stand. I can't remember the exact model number whilst I'm out here riding. I haven't got any notes with me, so I'll pop the model number up on the screen. And this particular stand has two dolly wheels that can either be locked in position or they can kind of spin round. And that means that once the bike is up on the paddock stand, there's a third wheel as well, and you can just kind of push the bike around, which I thought that's ideal for moving a bike around in the garage. My 18-year-old son is making noises about getting a bike, and I share a property with my parents. We've got two garages. My dad's got two bikes, I've got two bikes, so I'm going to have to make some space for another bike. And I thought paddock stand where you can move the bike around, that's obviously going to help out with that situation. So I thought I'd check it out. A lot of the reviews though say that it's confusing to build, difficult to build, there's no instructions, and I was slightly put off by that, but I thought, how hard could it possibly be? So I ordered one, and here it is. I've got some B-roll of the assembly, and you sort of get the stand in three separate pieces, and that's pretty easy to put those together. I figured out how that works. And then you've got these brackets that you bolt on for the wheels. Again, all pretty straightforward. Apart from one of the bolts I had was bizarrely a different size to all the others, so I had to change the spanner head. But if you've got a socket set and some spanners, you won't have any problem putting this together. If you don't have those things, then yeah, I can see why it might be a bit difficult. And there are no instructions. There is a manual in the box, but it's got no information on putting the thing together. It just seems to be a book that they give with every single paddock stand. So it's got all the different models in there. Not very helpful. I think Oxford could do with maybe just printing some simple step-by-steps on the box. I just spent a moment or two looking at the pictures to figure out the orientation of everything. Looked at what I had in terms of bolts and fastenings and figured it out. Did them up nice and tight, and then had a go at putting the bike on the stand. And I have to say, I filmed my messy first efforts. It's quite difficult on your own, I have to say, because unlike a conventional paddock stand, you have to have the wheels in line. So when I said they're dolly wheels, they can spin through 360 degrees, and you can lock them, but what you're doing is locking the wheels from being able to rotate as wheels. You're not locking them from spinning around 360 degrees. And I've tried lifting the bike up with the wheels locked, and that doesn't really work very well. You need to unlock the wheels, and then you kind of need to push the stand forward so that they're in line before you pick up the bike. And that takes a bit of sort of careful lining up, because when the bike's on the side stand, it's difficult to line it up exactly with the bobbins. And I found with this Oxford stand, even with the brackets that attach to the bobbins at their outermost setting, you can choose a setting. So if you've got a narrower bike, you can make the stand fit. And I find they're just slightly too narrow for this bike, so one of the bobbins ends up sitting slightly on top of the stand, but it works okay and it seems secure, so not too worried about that. Once you get it lined up, yeah, you could push it up just like a normal paddock stand, and you get the option then to wheel your bike around. Just shove it around wherever you want in the garage, and I think that's fantastic. It adds a lot of versatility for just a small amount of additional faff when it comes to lifting the bike up. Once it is up on the stand, you can lock the wheels and then it's not going anywhere. It does seem to be very stable. So I actually tried it outside of the garage. I didn't wheel it out of the garage. I brought the bike out onto our sort of paved area, which has a slight incline to it, and I lifted it back up on the paddock stand, and then I locked the wheels, and yeah, bike not going anywhere. It was very stable, in fact, and sat there and cleaned the chain. I've used it again since then to clean all the gunk off the wheels. Yeah, it works perfectly. My feelings on the Oxford paddock stand are it's worth the money. I'll put the price up on the screen. If I can find some Amazon links, I'll pop those in the description. If you do need anything on Amazon, then you use the links. Even if you're not buying a paddock stand, the channel will earn a small commission, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just a great way of supporting small creators like me. So thank you for that. Whilst you're at it, please consider subscribing and liking the video if it's been of use to you. I can recommend this paddock stand, but with the caveat that I've only ever had one paddock stand before this, so I'm not super experienced in what's available on the market. All I can tell you is this one is good. It's well made. It's not that difficult to put together. Once it's done up nice and tight, it feels really secure. Yeah, good job, Oxford. Good solution. Hopefully that helps. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. CG Rides.